You know exactly who needs to be fired, and you've actually known for months. And every day that you don't do it, you're choosing them over everyone else on your team. Now, if you're a business leader and you're looking at 2026 and you're thinking about how to make this your best year yet, you've probably asked yourself, how do I get this person out of my business? Or how do you know when it's time to fire somebody? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 key insights when it comes specifically to firing individuals. 1, the exact signs that tell you it's time. 2, why you've been avoiding it and how to stop that. And 3, how to actually do it the right way so you can stop losing your best people and start building the team that you actually need. But first, a quick shout out to my friend and award-winning speaker, Tanya Chernova, who actually posed this exact question to me recently. And it got me thinking, it's a new year. Most leaders are setting goals, they're planning growth, they're making resolutions. But here's the thing that no one's talking about. You can't build a great team if you won't remove the people who are destroying it. Now, if you're new here, I want to say welcome. My name is Jared Black. I'm the founder of New Vine Employment Group. And over the last decade, I have successfully placed more than 10,000 employees across more than 300 plus businesses. And here on this channel, I break down actionable recruiting strategies that help business leaders just like you attract and hire the best talent available. Now, if there's someone on your team right now who you know deep down just doesn't belong, then this video is for you, because we're not dragging dead weight into another year. Today, we're going to be covering why leaders keep bad employees even when they know better, and what it's actually costing you, so you can stop avoiding the decision and start building the team that you actually need. So let's start with the hard truth. You already know who needs to go, but you're just not doing it. Why? Let me walk you through the 7 key reasons why leaders avoid firing altogether, and why every single one of them is costing you way more than you realize. Let's start with reason number 1, the fear of confrontation. This is a big one. You just don't want to be known as the bad guy. You don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation, and you don't want to see someone upset, cry, get angry, beg for another chance, any of those. But here's the truth. You're not showing kindness. You're actually showing weakness. And every day that you avoid this conversation, you're sending a message to your best people that mediocrity is acceptable. Reason number 2, misplaced guilt. They have a family, they have bills, they depend on this job, and you feel somewhat responsible for their livelihood. But here's what I need you to understand. You're not responsible for their life. You're responsible for your business and for your team. And when you keep someone who's dragging everyone else down because you feel guilty, you're choosing comfort over your success. Reason number 3, the sunken cost fallacy. Now, I hear this a lot. We've invested so much in training. We've put so much time into them. We put so much energy. We've given them so many chances. It would be a waste to let them go now. This is all a fallacy. You're really just throwing good money after bad. The investment you made, it's gone. The only question now is, are you going to keep losing, or are you going to cut your losses and move forward? Reason number 4, this is the hope addiction. Maybe they'll turn it around. Maybe this time will be different. Maybe if I give them one more chance, they'll pull through. Well, hope is not a management strategy. And if you've had the talk 3 or more times and nothing has changed, sorry to say, they're not going to change. Stop hoping, start deciding. Reason number 5, the fear of being short-staffed. Now, I hear this one way too often, and leaders typically tell me it's better to have someone than no one. I'm here to tell you that is completely wrong. A bad employee is way worse than having an empty seat. An empty seat doesn't demoralize your team. An empty seat doesn't create extra work by doing things wrong. An empty seat doesn't make your best people want to quit. To prove this, Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank, everyone loves Barbara. She's actually been quoted saying she looks forward to firing negative people. Why? Because one chronic complainer can destroy the morale of 10 positive employees. It's the same concept if you see reviews for a restaurant. You see 10 positives, but that one negative one sticks out to you. It's that powerful. Reason number 6, you don't know how to fire properly. Now, you're worried that you might say the wrong thing. You're worried about the legal side. You're worried about the process. Look, to be honest, this one is fixable, completely fixable. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can do that later on in this video. But don't let fear of the process keep you from making the right decisions. And lastly, reason number 7, you just don't know how to replace them. This is also pretty common. You think to yourself, what if I can't find someone better? What if it takes months to hire? What if the next person is worse? All these are just excuses, because here's the truth. You won't find someone better until you make the space to bring in somebody new. As long as that seat is filled with the wrong person, you're not looking. You're not actively recruiting. You're not building your pipeline. You're just stuck. Look, Gary Vee, who's pretty much known for being a nice guy, has actually said he will fire his top salesperson if they're toxic. Not the worst performer, the top performer. Do you know why? Because he knows that keeping a high performer with a bad attitude is poisonous to the business. So now that we know why you're not firing them, let's shift and let's talk about what it's actually costing you. because most business leaders just think the cost is associated with one person's underperformance. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's so much worse than that. So let me break it down for you. Let's start with cost number one, which is your best people start to leave. Your top performers, they see what's happening. They see that you're tolerating mediocrity. They see that standards don't actually matter to you. And they start looking for the exit because of that. If you want proof of this, look no further than Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase. He says that leaders need to act like sports coaches, meaning if a player isn't performing, whether it's skills or culture, you remove them. Why? Because leaving underperformers on the field hurts everyone else. And when your best people leave because you have refused to fire your worst people, well, then you've just lost twice. Now, cost number two, which is team morale starts to collapse. So when you keep someone who clearly doesn't belong, everyone else notices. They're picking up the slack. They're redoing the bad work. They're watching you avoid the hard conversations. And morale just starts to plummet. It's not a little bit, it's significant, because now they know performance just doesn't matter to you. Standards just don't matter to you. And the only thing that matters is not making you uncomfortable. Cost number three, now you become the bottleneck. So when someone can't do their job, who more than likely is going to pick that up? It's going to be you. You're redoing their work. You're micromanaging them. You're spending hours coaching, managing, fixing, and compensating for their failures. That's the time that you should be spending on strategy, growth, building the business. Instead, you're trapped managing someone else who shouldn't even be there in the first place. Now, cost number four, standards drop company-wide. Here's what happens when you tolerate underperformance. Everyone else starts wondering, if they can get away with it, then why am I working so hard? Which is toxic to your business. Standards are contagious. High standards, they raise everyone's performance, and low standards drag everyone else down. Now, you might have heard of Jack Welch, who was the former CEO of General Electric. Now, he was infamous for what's known as the rank and yank method, where he would ruthlessly fire the bottom 10% of all employees every year at GE. Not because he was cruel, but because he knew that mediocrity was contagious. And if you tolerate it, it'll spread fast. And cost number five, your culture, it gets poisoned. Now, culture isn't what you say, it's what you tolerate. And when you keep someone who's toxic, negative, or simply just not performing, you're telling everyone else, this is what we accept here. That's your new culture. Not the values on your website, not the mission statement on your wall, it's what you tolerate. All right, so now let's talk about the signs. How do you actually know it's time to fire someone? Here are 10 undeniable signs, and if you're nodding yes to 3 or more of these, then you're already late. Sign number one, you're dreading seeing their name on your calendar. If the sight of their name in your inbox or on your calendar invites start to make you cringe, that's a sign. You shouldn't dread talking to your team. Sign number two, you're constantly redoing their work. You're spending more time fixing what they did rather than it would take to just do it yourself. They're not helping, they're just costing you time. It's time to remove them. Sign number three, other team members are complaining about them. So when multiple people on your team independently come to you with concerns about the same person, believe them, they're not making this up. They're actually experiencing the bottleneck. Number four, you've had the talk 3 or more times. Listen, if you've sat them down, you explain the issues, you set clear expectations, and nothing has changed, they're not going to change. Sign number five, you're spending more time managing them than they're producing in value. This is a simple math test. If you're spending 10 hours a week managing, coaching, and fixing their mistakes, and they're producing 5 hours a week of value, that equation just doesn't work out. It's time to fire them. Sign number six, you imagine how much better things would be without them. Listen, if you catch yourself daydreaming about what the team would be like if they weren't there, you already have your answer. Sign number seven, they're a cultural mismatch. Now, look, skills can be taught. Attitude just can't. If they don't align with your values, they don't align with the team, the culture, your energy, they just don't belong. It's time to remove them. Sign number eight, they make excuses instead of taking ownership. Listen, if every conversation is about why it's not their fault and why the system is broken and why someone else dropped the ball, they're not the person you need. You need ownership. You need accountability. You don't want that person. Sign number nine, you're avoiding giving them important work. If you find yourself routing critical projects around them because you just don't trust them to deliver, then why are they still here? And sign number 10, your gut tells you that they don't belong. You know, you've known, stop ignoring your instincts and take action. All right, so you've acknowledged and you've decided it's time to take action. Now what? Let me walk you through the exact framework for firing someone the right way. First off, you need to document everything. Before you have the conversation, just make sure you have the documentation. I'm talking about performance issues, missed deadlines, conversations you may have had, warnings you may have given. This isn't just for legal protection, though that is important and it matters. It's so that you are clear on why you're making this decision. And side note, if you're using PIPs or other improvement plans, let me point you to former Twitter founder Jack Dorsey, who actually eliminated performance improvement plans back in 2023. Now, he prefers to just fire people immediately instead of dragging it out. Why? Well, because everyone already knows who needs to go, and in his opinion, PIPs were just delaying the inevitable, so they were removed. Now we're on to step number 2. which is actually having the conversation. And you want this conversation to be fast and clean. So when you're ready, schedule the meeting. Don't drag it out. Don't try and wait for the perfect time. To be honest, there is no perfect time. So when you have the meeting, you want to keep it brief and straight to the point. You can use some verbiage, something like, Johnny, this isn't working out. We talked about specific issues and I haven't seen the changes that we need. Today's your last day and here's what happens next. Short, direct, clear. Do not apologize excessively. Do not over-explain. Do not give them room to negotiate. Do not make it a 2-hour conversation. Do not make it a personal attack. Keep it professional, keep it simple, keep it brief, and straight to the point. You're not trying to convince them if it's the right decision. You're simply informing them of the decision that you've already made. Step number 3 is protecting the team, not the individual. Immediately after the conversation, you want to talk to your team. Be honest, but don't trash the person who left also. You can say something like, Johnny is no longer with the company. We made the decision to ensure we continue our mission with the right team. I appreciate your professionalism as we move forward. Look, your team already knows, and they're probably not surprised. More than likely, they're probably relieved. So feel free to bring the team on this. Step 4, move on quickly. So important. Don't dwell. Don't second guess yourself. Don't spend 3 weeks replaying the conversation over and over and over in your head. You made the right call. Now it's time to focus on rebuilding. So what actually happens after you fire someone? Well, here's what I've seen over and over and over again across hundreds of businesses that I have worked with. First thing that happens is the team exhales. Everyone breathes. And within days, energy starts to shift. People are lighter, they're more engaged, they're more willing to contribute, and productivity starts to jump. And without someone dragging them down, the team starts to move faster. Work gets done, standards pick back up, and you start to realize that you should have done this sooner. And every single time, it's so funny. No one ever says, I wish I waited longer to fire them. They always go to, I should have done this 6 months ago. And here's the truth. No one ever regrets firing someone too soon. They only regret waiting too long. Now, if you're serious about building a great team in 2026, I want you to start by taking the Hiring Success Scorecard. It's completely free, takes 2 to 3 minutes, and it'll show you exactly where your hiring process is broken and what to fix first. Now, I've dropped that link in the description below so you can find it there. Now, if you want to make sure that you're never in this position again, where you're stuck with someone, you need to fire them immediately, and you start to feel the regret and the anxiety and all that, ask yourself this. What if you always had 10 qualified candidates ready to go? What if hiring didn't mean posting and hoping and settling for the worst candidate? Well, that's exactly what we build for companies. A system that finds, validates, and engages top talent continuously, automatically, on autopilot. So when you need someone, they're already there. If you want that for your business, go ahead and book a call below. We'll show you exactly how this works, and that link is in the description below as well. And if you want to see how to build a hiring system that actually prevents this problem in the first place, go ahead and watch this video right here, where I break down how to build your own AI recruiter. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.